Chosen one, stop scrolling, pause your thoughts, slow your breathing, because what I am about to tell you is not casual encouragement. It is not surface-level motivation. It is not spiritual entertainment. Something happened today, and it happened because of you. You impressed even God today. I know how that sounds. Your mind immediately wants to reject it. It feels too bold, too impossible, too grand for someone who still struggles, still questions, still battles private fears. But listen carefully. Impressing God does not mean perfection. It does not mean performing miracles. It does not mean being flawless. It means you chose alignment when it would have been easier to choose ego. And that choice echoed louder in the spiritual realm than you can imagine. There was a moment today, maybe small, maybe invisible to everyone else, where you had two options. One would have satisfied your pride. The other required humility. One would have protected your image. The other required integrity. One would have been easier. The other was right, and you chose right. Not dramatically, not loudly, not for applause. Just quietly. That quiet choice sent a frequency upward. Do you understand what that means? Heaven is not moved by performance. It is moved by purity of intention. And your intention today was clean. While you were navigating your day, handling responsibilities, responding to messages, dealing with frustrations, something invisible was happening. Your restraint was noticed. Your patience was measured. Your refusal to retaliate was recorded. You felt that inner pressure, didn't you? That moment when you could have snapped, but you didn't. That moment when you could have lied, but you told the truth. That moment when you could have walked away from responsibility, but you stayed. You think those are small. They are not small. They are seismic. In the spiritual realm, because character is proven in seconds, not speeches. God sees billions of decisions every day. People choosing selfishness, people choosing fear, people choosing shortcuts, predictable patterns. But today, you broke a pattern. You responded in a way your past version wouldn't have. You reacted with maturity where you once reacted with emotion. You paused where you once exploded. That growth, that invisible evolution, that self-control, that is what caused attention. You are not who you were even 6 months ago, and heaven noticed. It is not about being loud in worship. It is not about religious titles. It is not about outward spirituality. It is about inner transformation. When temptation knocks and you say no, when bitterness whispers and you refuse it, when insecurity rises and you choose confidence in divine design, that is alignment. And alignment activates favor. Something shifted in you today. You may feel it as unusual, calm, or unexpected clarity, or a strange peace in the middle of chaos. That is not random. That is what happens when your spirit rises above your old patterns. There is a version of you that used to operate from survival. Today, you operated from strength. There is a version of you that used to react from wounds. Today, you responded from wisdom. That is growth. And growth in private is the rarest kind. Sometimes the most important evaluations happen without warning. No announcement, no countdown, no audience, just a situation and your response. Today, your response revealed your evolution. You did not betray your standards under pressure. You did not abandon your values when challenged. You did not shrink when faced with discomfort. You stood, even if nobody clapped, even if nobody thanked you, even if nobody understood. Heaven understood, because every promotion in the spiritual realm is preceded by character proof, not talent proof, not popularity proof, character proof. And today, You demonstrated that your foundation is solid. You didn't crumble when provoked. You didn't compromise when pressured. You didn't regress when triggered. You matured. And maturity attracts responsibility. Now listen closely. When you impress God, it doesn't inflate your ego. It expands your assignment. Favor increases, protection strengthens, opportunities align. Not because you earned love, but because you demonstrated readiness. You are becoming someone heaven can trust with more influence, more clarity, more provision, more impact. And it began with one quiet decision today. You may notice a sudden sense of direction, less tolerance for distractions, a deeper hunger for purpose, heightened discernment about people, a stronger boundary where you once allowed disrespect. These are not personality shifts. They are elevation markers. Your internal standards are rising. And when standards rise, destiny accelerates. Impressing God also means you are entering a new level of responsibility. You cannot go back to who you were. You will feel uncomfortable in old environments. Old conversations may feel shallow. Old habits may feel heavy. That is not isolation. That is transformation. Growth often feels like loss before it feels like gain. But what you are shedding is not meant for your future. There are people who underestimated you, people who still see you through outdated lenses. They don't recognize the shift, but they will, because growth eventually becomes visible, not forced, not announced, just undeniable. When your stability remains while others spiral, when your peace persists while others panic, when your consistency outlasts their criticism, they will realize something changed. You didn't become louder. You became stronger. This was not random. You did not randomly evolve. You intentionally chose better, and that intention activated divine acknowledgement. God is not impressed by performance. He is impressed by perseverance. He is impressed by restraint. He is impressed by unseen obedience. And today you demonstrated it. You might notice people confiding in you more, strangers opening up unexpected respect from unexpected sources. That is because your internal authority is stabilizing. Authority is not demanded, it is sensed. And when your spirit stabilizes, your presence shifts. You are carrying a different energy now. Less reactive, more rooted, less desperate, more decisive. Now that you impressed heaven today, here is what happens next. Clarity will increase, distractions will expose themselves, misaligned relationships will fade naturally, aligned opportunities will approach quietly. You will feel guided without constant confusion, not because life becomes easy, but because you are becoming anchored, and anchored people do not drift. Did you notice that moment today? That small decision, that pause before reacting, that whisper telling you to choose better. That was growth speaking, and you listened. That is why this message reached you, not by accident, but by alignment. Stay humble, stay grounded, stay teachable. Impressing God once does not mean you are finished. It means you are capable, and capability invites expansion. Continue choosing integrity when nobody sees. Continue protecting your peace. Continue aligning your words with your values. Consistency is what turns moments into destiny. You are becoming who you truly are, and today was proof. Proof that your old reactions are losing power. Proof that your emotional maturity is stabilizing. Chosen one, the version of you that impressed God today, that is your new standard. Now live up to it.